Let's go Lions! The team is focused on winning the next game. They are sharpening their claws to get another win. We are heading towards the playoffs, but we still have some opponents on the way. And the next game is crucial for us. So let's see what Dan Campbell has prepared for this matchup. Before we dive into the latest news about our Detroit Lions, be sure to smash that like button if you believe we will make the playoffs. And leave your fan message for Campbell in the comments. Today, we are focusing on head coach Dan Campbell and his fierce determination as we approach our matchup against the San Francisco 49ers. After what happened in last year's playoffs, it is clear that Campbell is ready for some revenge. The Lions are currently an impressive 13-2. While the 49ers have struggled with consistency this season. Despite their playoff history, Campbell's team is in a privileged position, and he has no plans to take it easy against San Francisco. In a pre-game press conference, Campbell made it clear that resting players is not on the agenda. We're bringing everything we've got to this game and we're playing, he stated emphatically. That's music to our ears, Lions fans. It shows that Campbell is committed to winning every game, regardless of the implications for playoff positioning. Now, let's talk about what's at stake. While there's a scenario where Week 17 might not mean much for the Lions, especially if the Minnesota Vikings beat the Green Bay Packers, Campbell isn't looking to the future. He's focused on this game and believes that playing against tough competition like the 49ers will sharpen our team for the playoffs. I feel like we're in playoff football in a sense, he noted. That mindset is crucial as we prepare for what could be a deep playoff run. The 49ers are looking to play spoiler and regain some pride after their Super Bowl loss last February. But with Detroit eyeing the coveted #1 seed in the NFC, they won't have an easy time against our motivated team. Campbell understands that every game matters and that facing a team with something to prove can be both challenging and rewarding. As we gear up for Monday Night Football, it's clear that Campbell's approach is all about intensity and focus. He knows how important it is to build momentum toward the playoffs, and he wants his players to experience that high-pressure environment now. In conclusion, head coach Dan Campbell is all in for this matchup against the 49ers. His commitment to winning and his refusal to rest players sends a strong message about the determination of our team. What do you think of Campbell's decision to go all out against San Francisco? Are you excited to see how this rivalry plays out? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now let's talk about a name that could become a key player for us, Shaq Barrett. The Detroit Lions have had a tough season with injuries on the defensive end, forcing the front office to bring in several new faces like Quan Alexander, Jonah Williams, and Ezekiel Turner. With key linebackers like Alex Anzalone, Derek Barnes, and Malcolm Rodriguez currently on injured reserve, the need for depth is more critical than ever. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The Miami Dolphins are expected to waive Barrett from the reserve/retired list this Thursday. While he hasn't played a game this season and would be ineligible if claimed on waivers, if he clears them, he could sign with any team and contribute right away. Barrett has expressed a desire to return to the field after initially retiring earlier this season, and his agent has stated that he's in great shape and ready to play immediately. Barrett's resume speaks for itself. In his 11 NFL seasons, he's racked up an impressive 59 sacks and 400 tackles. His breakout year came with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when he led the league with 19.5 sacks in 2019. Although his production has dipped in recent years, joining a playoff contending team like ours could reignite his performance. Imagine adding Barrett's rush ability to our linebacker core just as we gear up for the postseason. He could provide valuable experience and skill at the Sam linebacker position, which is something we desperately need right now. Even if we expect Anzalone back soon, Barrett could still play a significant role, whether as a starter or in a rotational capacity. The decision to pursue Barrett will ultimately depend on how the Lions view their linebacker depth moving forward. If they decide to bring him in for a workout and he shows he's physically ready, it could be a game changer for our defense as we head into the playoffs. In conclusion, Shaq Barrett could be exactly what the Lions need right now, a seasoned player who brings both talent and experience. Would you like to see him join our team? How do you feel about adding another edge rusher as we prepare for the playoffs? Alright, let's talk about two Lions players who are chasing not only glory but also some serious financial rewards. As Detroit gears up for its Week 17 showdown against the San Francisco 49ers, quarterback Jared Goff and edge rusher Zadarius Smith have their eyes on lucrative contract incentives tied to their performances and the team's success. Let's start with Zadarius Smith. This veteran edge rusher, acquired midseason to bolster Detroit's defense, is just 2 sacks away from reaching 10 on the year, which would earn him an additional $250,000. But it doesn't stop there. If Smith can somehow hit 4 sacks across these final 2 games, that bonus doubles to $500,000. On top of that, thanks to a playoff berth stipulation, he'll pocket another $250,000. So, 2 sacks mean $500,000 total, and 4 sacks could net him a whopping $750,000. Smith has already proven to be a great addition to this roster, stepping up with 3 sacks in 6 games since joining the team. And with the 49ers missing star left tackle Trent Williams, the odds could be in Smith's favor this Monday night. Now, onto Jared Goff. The Lions' star quarterback is having a career year, leading the team to a 13-2 record and firmly planting himself in the MVP conversation. While Goff's incentive is more of a long game, it's worth $1 million. If the Lions win the Super Bowl and Goff plays at least 50% of the offensive snaps, his 2028 base salary will increase by $1 million. That's not just about money, that's about legacy. Goff signed a massive 4-year, $212 million contract earlier this year, and he's proving every week that he's worth every penny. Leading this team into the playoffs with a shot at the #1 seed and a potential Lombardi trophy would cement his status as one of the league's top quarterbacks. With the 49ers and Vikings up next, the stage is set for both Goff and Smith to make big plays. San Francisco's offensive line has been weakened by injuries, and Minnesota's has given up the 9th most sacks in the league. The opportunities are there, and you can bet these guys are hungry. So, Lions fans, what do you think? Will Smith hit his sack incentives? Can Goff lead this team all the way to a Super Bowl victory and cash in on that $1 million bonus? We have some interesting developments regarding former Lions linebacker David Long Jr. after an injury-plagued season on the defensive side of the ball. Long was brought in to help fill the voids left by players like Alex Anzalone, Malcolm Rodriguez, and Jalen Reeves-Maybin, all of whom were currently on injured reserve. Unfortunately, just as he was starting to find his feet, Long was released earlier this week as the Lions prepare for Reeves-Maybin's return. But here's the twist. Long didn't stay on the market for long. He was claimed off waivers by the Tennessee Titans just 1 day after being released. This is a quick turnaround for Long, who had signed with the Lions following their Week 11 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. In his brief stint in Detroit, he recorded 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 fumble recovery in 5 games. While those stats may not jump off the page, they do show that he was able to contribute during a challenging time for our defense. Now, it's a bit disappointing to see him go, especially considering he was part of a team that had Super Bowl aspirations. The Titans are currently struggling and are nowhere near playoff contention. This is the harsh reality of the NFL. Players often have to make tough choices and adapt quickly. Long might have found himself sidelined in the playoffs with all of our returning linebackers, but he could have provided valuable depth as we head into the postseason. The Lions opted to keep veterans like Ezekiel Turner and Ben Neiman, both of whom have experience and even playoff success under their belts. In fact, Neiman has a Super Bowl ring from his time with the Kansas City Chiefs. As we look forward, it's important to remember that every player has their journey. While Long has moved on to Tennessee, there's always a chance he could return to Detroit in the future if circumstances align. In conclusion, David Long Jr.'s quick signing with the Titans is a reminder of how fast things can change in the NFL. It's a bittersweet moment for us as Lions fans because we know how hard he worked to fit into our system. What do you think about Long's departure? Do you believe he could have made an impact if he stayed? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, if you enjoyed this update and want more exclusive content about your Detroit Lions, hit that like button and subscribe. Your support helps us keep bringing you all the latest news as we continue this exciting journey together. Go Lions!